Ganics. So, let's see where we left off. Okay, so with the whiteout still tanking the north and western area, well, mostly the western area, let's see what our scouts found. Nomads. This site is guarded by dark silhouettes who turn out to be nomadic people of this area. Clanking and grinding sounds echo over the ice. In the distance, we can see the entrances to ice caves. Some nights, we also hear violent shouting, but nothing is more terrifying than those that pass in eerie silence. The nomads' guards signal that we should not approach. We can only listen and wonder. Let's see. Convince them to let us pass. What's that gonna take? Remind them of our dealings in the past, and ask to be shown the caves. We should not expect anything in return. Okay, let's see. The nomads invited our scouts into their homes. They didn't say much, but from what the scouts saw, the caves are a place for different bands to trade food and supplies. Okay, so it's kind of like, what do you call it? A trading hub. The efficiency with which the nomads used oil for lighting and heating was particularly impressive. As a gift, their elders offered sketches of their oil heaters, some of their simplest devices, yet more advanced than anything in our home. Dang. Cold is slightly decreased. Yeah, be stupid not to take it. Nomads' possible settlement. A huge sawmill and kiln used by a group of nomads to produce oil from frozen timber? How exactly does that work? Our engineers believe we could make the machine much more efficient. If we can get on speaking terms with these nomads, we could share the machine, offering them some of the supply. Otherwise, we could take the machine by force. Given our recent dealings, maybe we can come to an arrangement. We will have access to the machine's oil output, but have to share it with the nomads. Yeah, okay. Connect Skyway. Now, let's upgrade. Improve the machine. Welcome this group of nomads as if they were our own settlers and follow their suggestions. Alright, that's more oil. Let's see what else we got. Mossy Caves. Our scouts insist the lichen, I never did learn how to say that word. The lichen and moss from these caves tastes fine. Okay in soup, at least better than sawdust. Really? Is that what these guys are eating? Efficiency is increased, 60 food. Yeah. Nomads. Some nomads have left a circle of strange machines around a single charred body. Forget Hope is carved in each machine, some of which contain useful cores. Our scouts claim the parts are cursed and should be left where they lie. Really? Seriously, in this day and age? All believing in superstitious nonsense. Crash transport. An old coal-hauling crawler half buried in snow. It appears the transport's navigation devices were tampered with, and its charts were inaccurate. Graffiti has been etched into one side. New London leeches. Really? Regardless of what happened here, the coal is ours for the taking. Nice. You know what? While I'm at it, let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yes, its stockpile is really stocked up, or topped up. So, okay. So there's only the coal there. Yeah, so alright. So what else we got? Whale mine. Oh, that looks cool. Multiple pods of whales froze here after being pursued by humanity's last whaling vessel into freezing harbor. The scouts are amazed at the sight of the massive bodies made pale by the ice. I can imagine. I mean, look at this. This looks awesome. Well, I'm sure for some people this looks incredibly tragic, but still, it is a sight. Let's see. Finally, I found my white whale. The scout commander jokes. No one laughs. Well, I laugh. I'm laughing now. Oh, okay. Years ago, the captain sent a team with machines to bore through the ice and mine out the whale meat. We could take the machines back to New London to assist our extraction, or send a new team here to finish the job. Let's see. These machines will help our mines in New London increase in efficiency, or we can build a food outpost. Well, we've got oil and coal. We can never say no to food. Alright. Let's see. Multiple pods of whales froze here, blah 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 blah. This operation bores through the ice to mine out their meat. Some have even suggested that people could live within the hollowed out remains of the whales, like the man Jonah from Long Before the Frost. Guys, I hate to break it to you, but Jonah didn't live inside the whale, he was eaten by the whale. Create heaters and houses within the hollowed out flesh. Hey, if it works. Wait, did we... Ooh, yeah, number of workers. Oh yeah. Yeah, we've pretty much scraped the bottom of the barrel. Huh. Where did I... There it is. This towering structure often attracts outcasts and scavengers who would rather live together in cold isolation than follow the laws of New London. So, let's see. Yeah, invite the remaining.
Brace yourselves. Cold is coming.
Yeah, we get it. Move the sign. So, is all good? Yeah, he's all good.
Recess has ended.
Okay, so... what now? Okay, so... Watching the tables. They claim they'll spend those funds to help their community, but I know these new Londoners bigwigs will end up here eventually. They always do. And as Rosie pours their drinks, they'll slip a handful of heat stamps into her stockings, courtesy of the steward. A very old part of me wants to clobber these pigs, but most of me just hopes the steward funds us next. You have repeatedly funded the New Londoners projects. Well, yeah, because they're not asking for ridiculous demands during the council sessions. Let's see if there's anything else. Pyrochemical oil extraction? Charcoal plants. Housing distribution. mandatory crowding, merit-based housing. Some of these are utterly insane. Empowered management. Results are paramount to an efficient workplace. We will give managers free rein to deal with challenges and their workplaces as they see fit. I got a bad feeling about this. Well, we'll deal with it when it comes.
Citizens, our researchers have
Hear ye, hear
Oh,
ye.
guess not.
The delegates have spoken. The law is tabled.
So what's this? Labor camp. Closed compound where indigent citizens are put to work under supervision, producing goods to repay their debts. Ew. Crime is significantly decreased. But tension increases astronomically. Criminal reparation. Human experimentation. To aid research, criminals may be forced to become subjects in scientific trials. Well, I don't know. Well, let's just see. There's no apparent negative consequence, so
citizens. Our
I just wish
researchers
everything
have
didn't
completed their latest
fervor these guys
project.
like crazy. Seriously, guys. What else is there? Crime elimination. To prevent future crimes, we will ensure hardened criminals do not reproduce and further their deficient stock. Ouch. Isn't that kind of like genocide? Is it genocide? No. I don't know. I don't know. Pressure point. Stewart, the Faith Keepers have gathered in mass, publicly flogging themselves to atone for your decision to settle Winterholm. Our pitiful flesh is weak, one priest cries, as he whips himself. It needs warmth, a strong generator to survive. We could salvage the cores from Winterholm, that we might thrive once again. The Evolvers argue that this act of self-flagellation is a public disturbance and warn it may encourage others to join the Faith Keepers. You know what? There's no downside other than the Faith Keepers gaining new members. In fact, That's not really even a downside. Oh, let's take our sights outside the city for a moment. Actually, I'm an idiot. 604. What now? Faction rally. Bursting with support, the streets fill with faith keepers as they praise your name and call upon the rest of the city to rise for you as well. So, yeah, increase the workforce, guys. Let's see. Come on. Okay, that'll do. Materials.
Seniors, remember, our dutiful youth are eager to help however
Whoa.
needed.
Wait, is this the same? No. Damn it. Really? Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Jonah's Whale Town. A settlement, yep. Improve the whale oil furnaces to support even more people and whale mining. There seems to be enough meat to last forever. Well, we'll see about that. What else we got? We located a wrecked ship lodged on its side, encased in a massive block of ice. HMS Atalanta? Barely legible on the aft starboard hull. We were unable to get inside, but we found a jagged hole into the engine room. It was full of coal and not much else. The place made our scouts quite uneasy. We noticed that our compasses were behaving erratically in the vicinity of the wreck. Probably best not to linger here. Alright. Well, let's hold off on this. Imperial Freighter, the Old Empire. The wreck of a mighty freighter marked with the colors of the Old Empire. It is the only wreck we see facing away from and not towards the coast. It seems to have collided with another vessel and partially sunk, but fortunately enough remains above the surface to be salvaged. An outpost here could increase our supply by 200 materials until its deposit is depleted. Alright, let's connect the Skyway. Alright. Plague shacks. The crowds surviving in these hunting shacks have a distinctive pox all over their skin. They claim their affliction makes them more resilient to the cold. Huh. So, let's see, bring these people. Disease is significantly increased. First, inoculate our people. Experimental treatment must be enforced. Alright, we'll deal with that later. Silver automaton. Why do I have such a hard time articulating myself? Silver automatons. Under the snow lies a convoy of automatons with imperial livery and tarnished silver hulls. The machine seems to have come from the Ashtop Mountains. The scouts managed to decipher their last instructions. If no one arrives, seek survivors. Our scouts are confident they could repair the automatons to work in New London. Otherwise, we could repurpose the automatons' cores. The machines will perform useful labor in New London. 1.2 thousand workers? Oh yeah. IEC Smelter. Possible settlement. This huge mine and smelting apparatus provided the steel used to construct the nearby generators on behalf of the Imperial Exploration Company. A crew of thousands once lived within and below the machine, only a small fraction of whom made it to New London. The captain sent a crew with cores here to establish an outpost. There's no sign of the crew, but the cores remain, along with many salvageable components. We could take it all back to New London, or finally restart the smelter. These mines could build the generator, and they will serve us once again. Yeah. This huge mine and smelting apparatus, blah 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 blah. A crew of thousands once lived, blah 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 blah. Let's see, create settlement. Patch up the workers' houses and improve the machine's production. Really? 1.2 thousand? Isn't that... That's ridiculous. Windward Moor. Freezing winds buffet this part of the valley. Following our oldest maps, our scouts found a generator construction site buried under the snow, but little of use remains. The area contains some resource deposits, but they are too inaccessible to benefit New London. Well, that's kind of redundant. Languid herd. Did I say that right? Languid? Languid. I'm just gonna call it languid. These reindeer seem to be slowly dying away to constant storms and lack of edible fauna. They won't survive too many more years. Perhaps we should send out the hunters while we can. Alright, increase the meat. Wrecked warehouse. A crumbling warehouse sits by a dilapidated track. It has been pillaged many times by scavengers, but one of our scouts noticed a metal trapdoor. Nice. She drilled through the thick metal and entered a buried chamber containing pristine cores. Oh! Instruction manuals in the chamber show the cores were intended to drive a locomotive, but we can refurbish them for other purposes in New London. Yeah, why not? Come on.
The noes have it!
Even less people wanted it this time. Fishing trawler. A fishing trawler with a full catch is locked in ice. A logbook in the hold suggests the vessel originally hailed from somewhere called Canada. I'm sorry. I'm being stupid. Yeah, I know it's pronounced Canada. But we have no idea where it has been since. The catch may still be edible if people in New London have strong stomachs. Cool. Hey, when you're not promised anything. Ooh. Damn it. Nomad exiles. These people are shunned by other nomads. They are tight-lipped about exactly what happened. They are willing to integrate with our communities if we let them start a fresh life in New London. Yeah, sure. The Woodsman, Shipwreck Camp. The sound of sawmills can be heard miles before reaching the small commune of old escaped convicts. Each worker is paid equally, regardless of seniority, and they each wear the same uniforms, even when not on shift. It seems they were once the organizers of Shipwreck Camp, but many thought they were corrupt, and new gangs forced them out of town. Shipwreck Camp. Oh, well, look at that. The factory's machinery has all been taken away, but thousands of uniforms lie in the warehouse, neatly sorted into rows according to size. A delivery schedule shows the clothes were being sent to the Shipwreck Camp, The last deliveries are marked as refused. The uniforms are simple, but made from quality yarn. In any case, too many clothes are better than not enough. Yeah, that is true. Okay, guess we just wait on them, huh? Sweet. Rallies began collapsing. Your relation with Fake Keepers have deteriorated. They no longer support you enough to rally in your favor. If you improve relations, they might again campaign in your name. Hey, it was appreciated, but I brought in people who needed help. So... Alright, so...
From all corners of the city, the council gathers.
Isolation, subsidized housing, pleasure, subsidized housing, subsidized housing. Yeah, this looks like a good place. Applying makeup in front of the mirror. Don't complain, Mary. You chose this life. The clients shower you with gifts, things you would never have otherwise, things that make up for the occasional bruise. Some of them claim to love you, all of them need you. Use them, Mary. Bleed them dry. They think they own your body, but you own their souls. Some people are trying to use the pleasure clubs to climb the social ladder. Bio waste. Well, yeah, okay. We could use one anyway.
The proposed law has been approved.
Okie dokie.
A law has passed in the council. Take heed.
Steward. Steward.
Loaded sales pitch. Let's see. City-run alcohol shops. Stewart, the head of our alcohol monopoly office, really, has a proposal for you. Our shops give people a taste of what they've been missing for years, but now they're clamoring for more. More variety, more shops, longer hours, better bargains. Why not give them what they want and increase our revenue at the same time? Some doctors worry promoting alcohol could lead to disease and dependency, but the extra funds could go to better services for all. For all medical care, oh, could go to better services for all, medical care included. Yeah, no, nope, 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 nope. I've seen I've seen enough of what you Ganics get up to when you have such unlimited access to alcohol. Doesn't end well. Well, if you don't want it, buddy, then don't drink it. Dried oil well. A rusted derrick breaks the white horizon. Below, the oil well lies empty. Our scouts found scrap materials in a large hangar nearby, along with blueprints illustrating how to convert a dreadnought's coal engine to use oil. Underneath a patina of ice and rust, our scouts found that the surface of the oil derricks had been almost completely scored with psalms and prayers. Ooh. We could break down. Yeah, we'll come back later. Since a lot of our, since all of our, what do you call it, storages have been completely, what's the word, compact or full, it's just a waste of resources to take it all back right now. Nomads, makeshift mine. A group of nomads have dug a coal mine on this site, using it to fuel a set of crude hothouses. However, their design is flawed and they haven't yet been able to grow any crops. A quick exchange between them and our scouts suggests they give us the site if we provide them with enough food for them to travel elsewhere. Alternatively, we could send in guards and drive them away. Yeah, let's do that. Connect Skyways. let's see.
When you feel down, remember, your manager's success is your success.
Yeah, just like in the real workplace. Hey, pilot. Okay, so we've got 5,000. Patch up the workers' houses and improve the machine's production. Yep. Okay. This huge mine and smelting. Yeah. Once again, a large crew live within and below the machine, dedicating their lives to its rhythms and its steel. Improve the settlement. Send more workers and restore the machine to record productivity. Yep. You know, let's check on the old dreadnought. Okay, so we can transfer less. Actually, yeah, we don't have to transfer any oil. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, they've got food. Their stockpile's going up. Yeah, all seems right with the world here in the Dreadnought. Oh. Browsing a shelf stocked with different spirits. Ooh, schnapps. Never tried that before. Hints of strawberry. Wonder how they managed. Aged and infused with peat. Could be fun. Aha! But here's the good stuff. 120 proof. With a special deal. Today only. Buy two, get one free. Anna's always moaning we're short on funds, so she'll appreciate the bargain. Maybe we'll have company over. Let's see. The city-run alcohol shops lead to increase in alcohol consumption. Well, I mean, that was already with the restricted consumption of alcohol. Huh. Wasn't there a frozen ocean near her? Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay, let's see what else we got. A fragrant find. Atop a glacier, we found sealed crates marked with the stamps of the Imperial Exploration Company. Each was tied with some sort of sail, long worn out in the subsequent winds. The Scout's commander thinks it is possible the crates were once dropped by airships. Well, that makes sense if you think about it. Tingling with anticipation, the Scouts opened them to find towels and toiletries, fragrances from the dead world they have never smelt before. As silly as it sounds, the find might go some way to improve lives in New London or be broken down to produce product. Well, let's hold off on that. A lot of these extra bits can be used for or compensated when we try to get Winterholm up and running. Once believed lost in the harsh grip of the frost, the miraculous return of the seals fills our scouts' hearts with wonder. While their meat is valuable, some believe we should let the colony grow until seals once again become a common sight along the shore. Well, why not? Winter Palace, the old Empire possible settlement. Over the snowy valley, towers an opulent manor, complete with marble ballroom and an indoor pool of hot spring water. Dang. The word palace. Our scouts walked straight past the classical library and Turner's seascapes to be amazed by the fur coats and felting gear in the servants' quarters, as well as silver skinning knives and leatherworking tools. Hey, these people are pragmatic. I like them. The scouts wanted to take the boots and coats home, but the commander disagreed. We should use these samples and these tools to set up a factory reproducing the works of the old world. Then everyone in New London can have a fur coat and waterproof boots. Hell yeah! Okay. Yeah. IEC storage. A steel shed sits upon a small crevice, its doors rusted shut, the letters IEC embossed across its roof. Our scouts managed to cut their way in and found a store of cores and tower pumps, parts used to construct the generator. Well, yeah, let's take them. Let's see. Okay. It looks like we... Oh, missed one. Crashed Hulk. A tracked transport lies wedged tightly in a crevice. Rows of resigned faces visible through the windows. Wait, Resigned faces. The engine at the front is a shredded mess, ash and melted steel scarring the wall of ice where it collided. Its precious cores clearly destroyed. Well, that helps. Our scouts plan to knock the transport down to the crevice's bottom to easily salvage its materials and coal. They could carefully remove and bury the bodies first, so they're not crushed in the fall, but that will take more men and time. I mean, oh, let's come back later. Thin ice. The warmer water beneath this thinner ice is teeming with fish. Occasionally, a walrus can also be seen swimming through the schools looking for prey. Oh, nice. Reverberating wreck. The scouts came to this particular wreck after hearing tapping on its hull. Descending the decks, they found no living soul, but discovered an automaton. Sweet. Still tapping an SOS in the hull after 30 years. Dang. I like this bot. She's persistent. The scouts have nicknamed the machine the Tap Dancer. Oh. We could either cut the automaton free and send it to London, or scrap it for cores. Hell no! We're taking that boy home. Talking about turning him into scrap. That's messed up. What else we got? Deserters End, Road Expedition. A transport lies in pieces, frozen corpses scattered around, unburied. Our scouts found a journal among the carnage. After the bloodshed weeks back, he's only gotten madder. He speaks of splitting atoms, setting the air on fire, ending the frost. He's declared this a one-way journey and hanged the men who argued. No one not waiting for the same. Ugh. Poor guys. Fishing spot. A line of rusting shacks marks an ideal fishing spot. The wind calm, the ice thin enough to cut through, schools of cod and carp swimming below. Ah, so that's where most of our Frostland teams went. Road Expedition, site of conflict. A pair of broken down transports are flanked by unmarked graves. Neither damage nor death were the result of natural causes. Ugh. If repaired, the transports could be useful for future expeditions. Then again, their cores could be useful too. Well, we've already got a huge amount of cores. Alright, let's take the transports. Road Expedition, last camp. Some survivors of an expedition have been taking refuge in an old coal mine, but they refuse to return to New London without their commander. He's our only hope. He'll come back and he'll bring the secret to the first spring with him. If we can find out what happened to the rest of the expedition, perhaps we can convince them to come home. Alright, let's keep looking. Discovery Station, Road Expedition. An abandoned research station battles the wind. Our scouts have found a sealed case of letters from the lab at Fortitude Base, but the station's purpose remains unclear. The final note is addressed to Road himself. We won't need the others after all. We can do it ourselves. The scientific equipment is gone, but we could disassemble the structure itself. Alright, let's take it. An explorer's grave. Oh. A pile pile of stones breaks the horizon. The cairn is both a grave and a cache. We firmly believe the core within was left for whoever finds themselves in need, and not for the explorer's journey in the afterlife. Some of the scouts fear disturbing the stones, while others point out we can take the core and reassemble the cairn afterwards. Yeah. Frozen Grove. We found a grove of trees encased in snow and ice, the perfect site for a crew with a wall drill to extract timber. Okay, we'll come back to that later. A row of hunter's hangars breaks the flat, white landscape. Once the workers gather food for a great expedition, now we may gather food to feed our great city. Okay, we can come back to that later. Staging area. Judging by the remains, dozens of vehicles were manned and loaded here. Our scouts found some maps in a half-buried crate, each marked with the possible location of other generator cities. One was annotated with the thick letters Rowett knows. They left with such enthusiasm that many tools and scrap pieces were left behind to be buried by snow and time. Well, they're ours now. The Lovers. A pair of automatons lie broken in the snow. Their tracks showed they lost their navigational bearings and followed each other in a circle until they broke down. The scouts make their story sound almost romantic. Aww. We can either take their cores or repair the automatons to work in New London. Yeah, let's bring these two home. Name them Romeo and Juliet. Well, I mean, if we can find out what happened to the rest of the expedition. I mean, did we already find out? I think we've explored everything except where Winterholm is. Yeah, I mean, if he's gone, he's gone.
Do not be alarmed by any unusual noises coming from the generator. Routine maintenance work is underway.
Well, everything looks good. Or maybe not. Dang, that's a lot of people. More housing. Indebted to the past, dutiful youth. Steward, a group of dutiful youth members have come with a humble request. I was a rebel before, but old man Feeney showed me the proper way to be a man, said their spokesman. Spending time with him and his generation, we understand how much we owe them. We can't even imagine what it was like to survive the whiteout years. what sacrifices they had to make. He and his peers wish to organize a thank and remembrance ceremony, during which they will reward the eldest residents from every community with medals and gifts. Should we fund this endeavor? Oh yeah, of course. Let's see. Relationship improved. Heat stamp income per capita is significantly decreased. I mean, yeah, why not? Huh. So, Ganics, how do you feel about prohibition? I believe it was Homer Simpson from The Simpsons who said it best. It sounds like a wonderful idea, but will end in a hail of bullets. uh, oh, I didn't notice. Tension is completely absent. A group of wounded travelers reported that huge bears the size of houses roam these wastes, preying on any living creature that dares pass the way. No one knows if they were indeed attacked by bears or made up the story to get a bit more soup from the cookhouse. Eh, there's only one way to find out. The Serpentine Gorge is the hallmark of anyone approaching New London, promising a safe return home. North of it, there should be an abandoned coal mine. Dreadnought Husk, Curse of Winterholm. An ancient, empty dreadnought hull towers over the flat snow. Our scouts met some people living in shelters on the leeward sides, who claimed the mighty machine was stripped clean long before they arrived. The people have asked us to take them to New London, if only so they can be farther away from the ruins of Winterholm. Everyone who goes there comes back with a cough that only worsens, one of the camp leaders said. Stay away. Ooh, that does not bode well. Either way, let's get these people home. Breakdown point. From the size of the abandoned workshop, wooden scaffolding, and support structures, our scouts believe a dreadnought was serviced here for several months. Around the workshop, they found the remains of training equipment, targets, bows, rifles, and compasses. Sweet. All used and repaired and used once again to the point of shattering. Of course. Couldn't have killed you guys to leave us a couple of working rifles, right? A small graveyard stood to the side, near a crude sculpture of a man covered in eels. Its plinth reads, "Those who stay are lost, but those who move will be found." Alright. Take the remains. Slavers camp. Several scouts went missing in this area over the years. Finally, we traced their tracks to this walled camp. We can see cages and guarded huts. It seems to be some kind of slaving camp. If we send guards, we could deal with the slavers and rescue some of the prisoners. Our scouts would certainly feel safer knowing they can explore without having to watch their backs. Oh, hell yeah! Those are our people. Buried village. Under the snow lies a settlement from the old times, its people long gone, and its structures damaged and decayed by the frost. Okay, we can make use of that. There it is. The ruins of Winterholm. Winterholm has a cursed history. A series of corrupt leaders pushed the city's generator beyond its limits. At last, a competent captain took charge, but by then the generator had been permanently damaged and doomed to explode. The city's people had no choice but to gather all they could to a nearby dreadnought and take their chances in the Frostland. Rumor has it that the ruins still hold valuable resources, but our scouts avoid the site, fearing toxic gases leaking from fissures in the ground and ghosts that wail in the night. Well, well, those guys were saying that everyone who goes to Winterholm comes back with a cough that worsens. So it makes sense. They were suffering from some kind of gas exposure. Well, let's do it. Wow, seriously? Scouts report the valley is filled with toxic miasma seeping from chasms in the ground, seemingly made by a huge explosion. It's probably had something to do with the generator exploding. In an effort to make the site more hospitable, we could force an avalanche down the valley, covering some of the fissures, but we would bury the technological roots of the city forever. If we want to access the foundations of the destroyed generator and salvage the cores within, we have to demolish the last of the ruins and crack the ground open even more. Once our colonists arrive, we will have to choose. This is an extremely dangerous place. You better come prepared. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Return to Winterholm. Descending into the valley of Winterholm will be very challenging. We will need to divert resources, manpower, and attention from New London. Are you certain you wish to confront the challenge now? It seems you are ready to meet these challenges. Well, I'll be the one to decide that. Okay. Whoa. When did we have such an influx? Sorry, people. Well, let's do this. send colonists. Stewart, a radical group of evolvers has come forward with a proposition. They suggest ensuring the leading members of the Faith Keepers end up included in the colonist group that will set out for Winterhome. The Faith Keepers have been the source of discord in New London, one of the members of the Evolvers say. Make sure the most fervent among them join the main group of Winterhome colonists. With them gone, New London will be free from protests. Yeah, except when you guys are the ones doing the protesting. You know what? We're gonna recruit colonists equally. We need to do what's in the best interest of everyone, not just one specific group. Ooh, still have a lot of people.
Stewart.
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 The Evolvers encourage you to skip temple service and instead attend their prosthetic arm wrestling competition.
Looking at reflection in alcohol shop window. Oh, Dave, you're a wreck. When you last shave, eh? Or bathe, for that matter. What would Anna say to see you like this? Though appearances would be last on her mind, I reckon more likely. Why'd you drink all our funds? Or did you pass out somewhere soft at least last night? Maybe next fiver I get goes on a haircut. No, the one after that. Damn it! Man, these guys. Maybe this was better off. Things are better off this way. Well, we learn from our mistakes.
The votes are in. The measure passes.
Stewart. Steward.
We remember. Stewart, thanks to our funding, the young people from the Dutiful Youth program have held their thanks and remembrance ceremony. Elders from every community mounted the stage and recounted their life stories and experiences of what they gave for the city to survive. A common meal and numerous discussions followed. It brought all the city together. Nice. Good. Okay.
Steward.
Cutthroat economy. Stewart, now that we are charging for essentials, some unemployed families are unable to afford basic necessities. Work goes to the worthiest. If these people were passed up, it's their own darn fault. They should put in the work instead of expecting the city to solve their problems, claimed one Evolver's delegate. Others are more measured and say we could provide them with a weekly allowance. If we can't offer them work, we will give them a budget. Up to them how to use it wisely. Okay, so here's the thing. It's not that we don't want them to work. It's just that we haven't established enough jobs for them to be, what's the word? For the unemployed to be fully utilized. So that's really our fault. There's no denying that. The problem is, realistically speaking, if we allocate an allowance, then you end up, well, shit. Okay. Yeah, I know. That thought's there. But the thing is, we're all stocked up on everything. There's really not much else. You know what? Give me 1 second, guys. Let me do something while I contemplate something a little. Huh. The fate of Winterholm. The Winterholm expedition has arrived to the Cursed City. The cores under the ruins could be used to further upgrade New London's generator, bringing about levels of warmth we never dreamt of. To reach the cores, we would have to demolish the ruins, split the earth open to access those that are buried, and extract them quickly before toxicity renders Winterholm forever uninhabitable. Alternatively, we could seal the toxic fissures, forever burying most of the cores. We could bring an avalanche down to batten down the cracks. Then work fast to manually close what remains. But afterwards, we could build a new city here and use it as a springboard for our expansions. Whichever approach we take, there's no turning back. Our decision here will shape the power balance between Evolvers and Faithkeepers. Of course it will. Let's see. Below the ruins, we need more cores to upgrade our generator to full capacity. Faithkeepers will approve. Evolvers will disapprove. Clear the fissure. We can settle here. No single whiteout will endanger all of us again. Okay. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna settle Winterholm. Here's why. If you think about it, apparently you Ganics seem to enjoy multiplying. I don't get the concept myself, come off a factory line for crying out loud. But that's not the point. The thing is, if we only have the generator in New London, eventually you're gonna reach full capacity. Whereas with Winterholm, we at least have an opportunity to expand beyond the borders. So I doubt the Faithkeepers will see it that way, but you know what? The decision is ours. This choice will realize the Evolver's dream and undermine any hope for the future the Faithkeepers wanted. Yep, gonna have to. Incoming! Winterholm colonized. Chapter 4, Veracity. Hopefully I said that correctly. Settling Winterholm. Colonizing Winterholm into a habitable colony will be difficult. The remnant toxic gas springs will spew toxic fumes. We have to frost break and contain all toxic fissures before the gas concentration becomes lethal.
Winterholm.
Alright, let's get to work then.
Stupid.
So, where do we go? Okay, so... fume filtration district. Neutralizes toxic gas springs, reducing toxicity levels. Okay, so we gotta frost break the area. Okay, so let's transfer a few things. Okay, that ought to help some. Where the hell? Oh. What is it now? Embracing merit. Stuart, you have been leading us on a steady path towards merit. Maybe the time has come to embrace it and bring forth a self-reliant society where each will receive his just desserts. People are ready to accept it. You just have to set it in motion. The following cornerstone can be researched in the idea tree. Servitude. Those who fall behind and cannot fend for themselves will be taken into the custody of the city. Deprived of the rights of self-reliant citizens, they will labor in return for minimal rations. But no, that's messed up. Okay, let's see. Man, I swear, these people whine about everything. Nothing is good enough for them. I miss the captain's authority. At least then, no one questioned. Well, they questioned, but at least they didn't whine incessantly about it. Okay, so this is the toxic gas spring, so that's good. Now, let's see. There's one right here. Oh. Okay. And this may be the last one. I hope. Woo! The restoration of Winterholm. All toxic gas springs have been closed. Toxic gas no longer threatens Winterholm. What many once saw as a cursed, desolate land, you've made inhabitable. This miracle proves we can settle anywhere. The once cursed city has become a springboard for which we will expand even further. The Frostland can indeed become our home. Alright, now, let's get these people some homes. Okay, so... Alright, let's see... Housing? Yep. Come on. Okay, making progress. Okay, there's shallow coal, and there's food. Okay, Winterholm can still be self-sufficient. Huh. What's this? Thermal spring. Huh. Is that something new? Thermal plant, geothermal plants. Unfiltered geothermal plants. Facility will swiftly convert the natural heat of geothermal springs into steam by less stringent filtering of subterranean toxic gases. A regular geothermal plant. Facility will harness natural gas from geothermal springs to generate steam. Yeah, we're going with this one. Wonder if there's... Yep. Deep geothermal plants. Geothermal plant will tap steam from deep wells, increasing output, but releasing subterranean toxic gas. Ugh. Pumping geothermal plant. Wait, what's the other one? Deep pumping. Okay. Thermal plant that incorporates mechanical pumping system to stimulate steam extraction. Yep. Oh, right. We gotta build the extraction first. Okay, I guess it can only be one type at a time. Okay, Frozen Forest. That's where we need to go. Those evolvers, always bending the steward's ear to their psychotic ideas, driving our city into the ground. And now with Winterholm, they're putting us all in danger with their madness. This can't continue. Someone's going to have to do something. We tried talk. It's time for action. Ay, ay, around here somewhere. Alright. Okay, let's see. There's one there. I know I saw another one somewhere. There we go. One right there. Oh, more of a frozen forest. One right there. Sorry guys, the Alt button is what reveals all these, and the key bindings make it a little finicky. Sorry. Alright, so... Oh boy. Oh, come on! Steward, some colonists, swayed by the faith keepers among them, have begun sabotaging our efforts. They tamper with buildings and heavy machinery. We could build watchtowers to maintain order, but some of the evolvers whisper of a more extreme solution. They propose we instill human experimentation. In their mind, it would both aid in our efforts as well as show colonists that, given the option, working is the better choice. Nah. We'll do the surveillance towers. There we go. So... are these any different? Oh, yeah, they require less people. You have managed to enforce peace in Winterholm for now. Sabotage will cease. Districts will no longer be damaged by saboteurs. If the measures put into place to counter this sabotage are lifted, Winterhold will face destruction once again. These people. Oh, what now? Death to evolvers. Conflict is brewing. Steward, we've discovered ransacked provisions and the dream is dead, cores are gone, we will never feel warmth again. Carved into the warehouse wall, followed by death to evolvers. 3 of our workers did not report in for their shifts. They were known to be Faithkeeper members, instigating brawls and vocal in their hatred of their efforts here in Winterhome. Their fate is left to the frost now. We need to have our eyes peeled for violent radicals. Conflict between evolvers and faithkeepers is brewing, as settling Winterhome has crushed their dream of creating a warm paradise. Jesus. Well, fine. Got our hands to deal with anyway. Let's see. Bandaging his wounds. I can't believe they put up watchtowers. I can't believe they attacked me. People back home won't stand for this. I know they won't. I'll die here, but it won't be for nothing. I'm proud I tried to run. I'd do it again if I could. Stay here and die for a cause I don't believe in, for a place I never wanted to go, or try and make it back to the city. I'd run every day. Well, we knew there was going to be problems. I think the other one was over here. Okay, we got that one. Ah, there it is. Alright, and this one's still expanding. What now? They sit on their thrones made from our blood. Built off our backs, they drink ice wine and smoke cigars and laugh over appetizers. And what do? We work, we toil, we break ourselves in the muck and mire for a dream we don't share. May they choke on their food, May they drown in their wine. May they burn together with their pathetic ideals. And may I be there to see it. Ugh. Okay, so that one's insulated. No, not that one. Ah! So, let's see. Maybe about another 900 people. Ah, we need more materials and food. And people. Ugh. Okay. 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 No problem. No problem. We will just get. Oh. You know what? Let me double check.
The Research Institute has concluded its latest task and is ready for its next priority.
Yeah. Well, we only need 20, so let's see how many we can get.
The eyes have it!
Alright, fine.
The delegates have reached a decision. A new law takes hold.
Alright, so we still have 7,000 people. Okay, we can afford to transfer some.
Stupid.
Stalker arrested. Faithkeepers involved. Conflict in New London. Steward, guards have apprehended a member of the Faithkeepers near the council hall. Caught him loitering with no good reason to be there, said one of the guards, who found a notebook full of timetables of the Evolver's delegates coming and going. He refused to explain the purpose of these notes. On the last page, we found a few scribbles of the dream of warmth we lost in Winterhome must be avenged. Tension between Faithkeepers and Evolvers are reaching a breaking point. We must monitor the Faithkeepers to identify any co-conspirators. Activates community action on Faithkeepers condemned. this is going to be a pain in the ass. I just know it.
Here is Stewart.
Stewart?
Hopefully that'll buy us just a little bit more time before things explode. Ugh. I get the distinct feeling things are going to escalate. These guys are, they're sporting for a fight. The only problem is how many innocent people will they take down with it? Alright, we've got a lot more people. Let's start with this. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check back in London.
This week's free essentials allocation is available for collection at your assigned city warehouse. The steward's proposal.
most part, it looks like we're pretty established. Let's see, goods, materials. Let's see. Well, this is the food, right? I'm not being an idiot. Nope, I'm an idiot. There we go. Okay, things are looking good. Oh. Let's see. Materials and disease increases. Pharmaceuticals. 80 goods, but decrease. What the hell? Ah. Okay. It looks like Winter Home is up and about, to say the least. Everything should be going good. Alright, Ganics, that looks like a good place to end for this episode. And with that, we will see you next time. Take care.